Hi fiber friends, Charisse of Sew Hooked on Treasures. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own crocheted wristlet strap or lanyard strap depending on how long you want to make it. So check out the description below and it has a list of all the supplies you need and we'll get started. For the purposes of today's video, I've got my DK weight yarn. This is actually a Cascade Ultra Pima. It's super soft. If you've never worked with it, totally recommend it. I also have my 4mm crochet hook and my swivel lobster claw hook here. This is approximately 1 inch on this end of it. That's the side that's actually going to hold the fob that you make, or wristlet strap, whichever you want to use it for. So putting that down, picking up my crochet work, I have started with 8 chains. We're going to end up with 7 stitches, and that actually makes for a great length. When you use a DK weight yarn and a 4mm hook, that gets you the nice size width that you'd like for the fob. I'm going to pick that up, holding everything at the same time. So this is the part that's going to get a little tricky and require a little bit of coordination, but you can do this. So start by inserting my hook in the second chain. Also going to put my hook in the back, underneath and to the back of my fob, yarn over and pull underneath the fob and pull through my chain. Yes, yarn over and pull through both loops. You've now made a single crochet. You're going to do that all the way across. Slip into the chain. It'll be slow going, I apologize, but it'll be worth it. And go underneath the fob itself, the bar, yarn over, pull up the work through the fob underneath the metal bar, through your chain, yarn over, and slide through both loops on your hook. Let's do that all the way across and I'll meet you back when we finish. Now we're at the end of the first row. We have 7 single crochets across. We're going to yarn over, pull through the loop to chain 1, and then turn our work. To do row 2, we're going to single crochet across again. However, we are going to work just in the back loop. Now, where is the back loop, Charisse? Good question. So if you're looking at your teardrops across the top, the back loop is always the loop that is away from you. So this one right here in the back. So finding that first one can be a little tricky, but if you finagle your hook, I'm going to separate it so I can show you first. There we go. So you on this closest to my thumb is the front loop, and then this one closest to my other left hand finger is the back loop. So I am going to finagle my hook. I kind of use my fingernail to pull the yarn and slide my hook in, just like that. And you yarn over and pull through that loop, yarn over again, and pull through both loops on your hook, creating 1 single crochet. I'll show you one more time. Insert your hook into that back loop only all the way through. See, your nails kind of come in handy there. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over one more time, and pull through both loops on the hook. You're going to do that all the way across again. I'll meet you back at the end of row 2. Now we have finished the second row, still at 7 single crochets across. When you reach the end, yarn over to create your chain and then turn your work again. Now this is where the thermal stitch really starts to develop. We're still going to be working in the back rows like we did with our second row. So turning my work here, my front loop, and we're still using single crochets. We're going to insert our hook. There we go. It's always difficult to try to do this through the lens of the camera at the same time. So I inserted my hook into that back loop of our second row. Now we're also going to insert our hook into what would have been the front loop of the first row. Again, nails come in handy when finagling your hook in there. So now you have two loops, or two previous loops on your hook, one from row 2 and one from row 1. Now yarn over, pull through both of those loops just like you would a single crochet, yarn over again, and pull through the two loops on your hook. Let's try that one more time. Insert your hook into the back loop of row 2, the would have been the front loop, but the back loop of row 1, so you have two on your hook like you would normally see in a single crochet. Yarn over, pull up that loop, yarn over, and pull through two loops. Excellent. Let's do that all the way across, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. You now have 3 rows completed. It doesn't look much different at this point from the usual single crochets, just slightly because you have this extra loop here. But what you're going to notice, I'll put this down and grab the one I've already created, is how thick it is compared to your usual single crochet work. And the texture is slightly different. This thicker work and this of the thermal stitch, it really helps make this sturdy and solid, so that way when you're pulling on it or whatever, however you're carrying it, it really adds some weight and some sturdiness. Excellent. So now I'm going to work through until my piece is long enough, and then when we come back, I will show you how to finish that up and attach it. I've now made some progress on my fob here. It's approximately 2 inches long now, not the length that I would use normally, but for demonstration purposes, it just gets me to a length that I can work with in order to show you how to connect your piece and fold it over. So you're going to end on a row that's opposite of your beginning chain, those loops that you left from your beginning chain. And you're going to turn your work after you chain 1, and we're going to work in the similar way that we had in our previous rows. So we're going to insert our hook into that first back loop and into that second back loop. Yes, so now you have 2 on your hook. Next, instead of pulling through the loop and yarning over, you're going to pull up your work. So you're going to fold it over in half. Make sure your yarn is behind your fob. As you fold it over, you're going to insert your hook in that first kind of opening underneath your first chain row. So I'm going to insert my hook so it's all the way to the back of there. Now with my yarn in the back, I will yarn over, pull the yarn through all the way to the top, and not single crochet this time, but we're going to slip stitch and continue to pull that same loop through the one loop on your hook. There, and you've attached it. Let's try that again. Back loops, both of those, and then into the beginning work. There's a hole right here. I'm going to insert my hook into. Excellent. Holding them together makes it easier. Yarn over and pull that loop all the way through and slip stitch it through the second. Awesome. Let's keep working that across. 2 through to the back, yarn over, slip stitch. Now you have the option to also go through just the top 2 loops like you normally would on a regular single crochet stitch. Continue working the back loops as you had. I like to do that. That's just a personal preference for how it finishes, and to really secure it, to give it some sturdiness and durability. Insert that, yarn over, come all the way up, and you're going to work 7 of these all the way across. So that way your piece ends up even in the end. There we go. There's my hole. Pull all the way through, slip stitch. And yes, and one last one. This ends pretty tricky again, but the help of my nails, I can pull them through. And oops, I lost one there, didn't I? There we go. Awesome. And now through that last hole, little tight, but that's okay. Yarn over and pull through all of that. Beautiful work. Slip stitch it, last loop. Excellent. And there you have it. I'm going to chain 2, grab some scissors, cut off my end, excellent, pull that through, tighten it up, there we go, and now it's secured. So again, not long enough to really do anything, but again, just to give you the idea. So you've got this nice, sturdy, solid attachment to your fob hardware and these nice, thick thermal stitches to make for an excellent band like you have here. There you go. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them below in the description. I will have links also in the description in order for you to be able to find the fob hardware, the yarn, the hooks, etc. That way you know exactly where to go to find the same or similar items. Please be sure to subscribe so that way you can see future videos that I post to my channel. Thank you so much, and I hope you've enjoyed.